Oh, now we can actually see the name of the bus. Tuuubus.
Tuuubus lives. Is this the longest running bus of this run so far?
Surely.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, actually. I've only... This is the first time I've seen Dawn. Have we ever seen Dawn before?
Us?
Or has the bus
I
gotten to
don't
Dawn?
think we've hit dusk, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we have hit dawn.
So therefore, this must be the longest running bus so far. If we made it through the dusk, or if we made it through the night to this.
Yeah.
Or chat saying maybe fart bus.
Fart bus got just
yeah.
once.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
So we'll have to see if
for
two
fart
bus can
bus.
overtake
Bus
it.
had a good run.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we get to see the glitch or the bug in the Desert Bus game that didn't become apparent until after you have played it for 16 hours or whatever, which is that it never goes back to day. It will stay here. We'll be here at dawn, and I think it doesn't go. It just goes dawn and then
Night.
night again.
Yeah.
I don't think it goes dusk even.
No.
No.
Oh, wow.
And eventually, like when we were actually doing well at the game, and like have like kept maintained a thing for a while, I'll come in. There's been times where I like come in and it looks like this, and I'll be like, oh, it's daytime. Like I'll have sort of forgotten how bright it is during the day on the daytime one, and be like, yeah, this is the normal colors for daytime.
I know there have been a lot of fan remakes of Desert Bus for different systems and whatnot. And I know that in a lot of them, people will try to capture all of the mechanics properly. But do you think that most people build in, oh no, there's an actual proper cycle. So you will get through the night and then you'll come to a dawn and you'll come to back to day and back to dusk? Or do you think all of them capture the idea of like, no, when you have to have this little thing? I don't know. I'm interested in that.
That's like the next level of matching the game.
I hope they keep in that weird little glitch.
Yeah. Or have a advanced setting.
It would be interesting to see what the actual problem is. Like, with just like something didn't get set in the some value didn't get reset or doesn't get set properly.
Because it would also be cool to see, like, remember...
I think people have tried to sort of decompile it at various points.
Yeah.
I don't know if it actually has come to anything.
It would be very fun to see, like, if you made a new version of this, or somebody made, like, a Sega Genesis version or whatever, but then decided, well, let's put in all of the device settings. And, things like, I want to add a slippery road, I want to add auto drive for a while, I want to add some of the other things.
Right.
Like, things you can turn on or you can activate for
bonus
the thing.
modes,
yeah, bonus modes, maybe adding stuff like, I want this thing to skew left. Right?
Everyone's muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it would just, like, we joke about the idea that, like, at, 50 hours in, like, a car comes the other way. You just be like, ah!
Yeah, exactly. Just panic mode. But, I mean, it'd be nice, or flip the thing so that it's like, the whole thing is flipped so that you're driving in Europe. Well, maybe not all of Europe, but, anywhere they drive on the other side of the road.
Just the buses, the steering wheels on the right?
Steering wheel's on the right-hand side, the bus stops come along the left-hand side.
Oh.
I do drive on the left-hand side of
The
the road.
text is backwards on the bus stops.
Yeah.
It'd be Desert Bus 6 in Japan.
Perfect.
There is a VR version. We've played it on Desert Bus a few times in the past. The VR version. It can have like virtual people sitting in the bus too, and you can like look behind you and see them.
That doesn't seem right.
It's not supposed to be people.
Yeah, Europe drives on the right-hand side there. I meant the UK. My apologies.
Well, people can like join you. It's like a multiplayer thing.
Real actual people.
Huh.
Probably.
Either that or people just show up because the bus is haunted.
It was
You're allowed
didn't
to
Gearbox actually make it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, an exercise of theirs. Desert Bus 99. Oh, that'd be funny.
So what would that be? So that would be you're all
Everyone's driving.
driving, and like if you stop at a bus stop, maybe that does something to everybody else.
That they all have to go around you, right? Or they have to like line up so that they can also stop at the bus stop as well because they want to do that. But they have to wait until you get going again, and if they slow down too much, then that would stall. And you're basically introducing actual gameplay, which would be an absolute. That's the thing is all the things we talked about adding as means of like playing around and doing whatever. I'm like, at the core, even with adding all the device modes and stuff, you'd still have to be like, yeah, but remember the point of this game is to be miserable. So don't, we're not trying to make it too fun.
Don't turn it good.
Yeah.
Don't turn it engaging.
Yeah, it is a tricky thing that it's it's a funny, like, we talk about like Desert Bus is the first video game marathon, but we chose Desert Bus, the game Desert Bus, for mostly just because we thought it would be funny, but for reasons that we had no idea of at the time, it kind of turned out to be like the perfect game to be playing, like depending on, I mean, it like for something like SGDQ or those kind of things. Obviously, the gameplay is the focus, so it makes sense to be. But you do see people playing, like if you're playing a game that requires too much actual effort, then you can't do any of this sort of other stuff around.
Yeah.
It's just concentrating on the game, which is also fine. But
what if you took the game exactly how it is, but changed the controller out for a steering wheel and pedals, so that the driver actually had to just
Drive.
Yeah, and kind of constantly have to keep.
Constantly hold left.
Yeah.
well, I remember the thing we figured out. Because somebody made an iOS version that used motion controls,
Right.
and we figured out you could hold it at like the exact angle that you could hold it at, where you could just hold it there,
Right.
and it was just the perfect amount of slight turn.
Oh.
I just keep thinking how much your foot is gonna hurt, like it's gonna cramping.
You'd have to have the pedal like more verticals,
Yeah, so
like
you
a
could just
actual
stomp
bus
down.
pedal. Right?
Yeah.
If you've seen their driver pedals, they're like down here on the floor. You just stomp your foot on it, and then it would have to be a force feedback wheel so that it pulls against
Exactly.
you.
Yeah. This the Gearbox VR one was the one where you could get on and just ride in the seats, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there was like a multiplayer aspect to it.
Because I would love it if you could do treat it like
put a brick on the pedal.
if they did it like Densha de Go or like Railfan or something, so that if you were sitting in one of those chairs and you did look out the window, depending on where you were, you would be somewhere along that highway between Tucson and Las Vegas. I mean, obviously it's not straight.
Yeah, the real highway isn't perfectly straight.
Yeah.
It's not terribly curved.
But if you could adapt what you're seeing outside to be like this is what you'd be seeing in Arizona if you were actually driving this way.
Yeah, I think people might have done, because there's like the sort of truck simulator type games.
Yeah.
That have at least general approximations for a lot of that kind of terrain, using map data and all that kind of stuff.
Railfan is a funny rail like train game because it is based on you are controlling the speed at which a video is playing back. So you're sitting in the front of a train and you're increasing its speed or slowing it down in order to get to the stations at the time you're supposed to arrive in the station. And how they simulate that is they basically just filmed the whole trip.
Oh.
And then what you do is as you increase the speed, the playback of the video increases, and as you decrease the speed, the playback of the video decreases.
Oh, that's
It's
really
like an
interesting.
FMV
Neat.
game.
Yeah.
I just imagine there's like a bird flying by that like slows down and then speeds up.